just like looking around. So how did you fall into that, really?
Do you remember like packing for Sucker Punch and Vanessa gave
Yes,
you
the poster.
a poster that she signed? Yeah, that was fun. How did I get started in it?
Mhm.
Actually, because of you. You were just born, and I just wanted to, bring more money into the house. And I actually started selling your clothes, which a lot of people used to do on eBay. And then a friend of mine said this was a really bad idea because you could actually get Vero, they call it. It's a violation that could be put on you even if you own the clothes. So I decided, well, okay, I don't need any problems with that. And then, I don't know, it seemed like eBay was really profitable, at least at the time. So I did some research, and I don't know, I think it took me like a year and a half until I really found like places I could go and dig into and find stuff for us to sell. So that's really how it all started. And then, my friend Scott, he was buying stuff off eBay actually for props. And we ended up doing Men in Black together, as well as many movies before he passed away. And that's really how I got in the business. And he's really the one who gave me the start and introduced me to other people.
Number one, your glasses show me everything. I am like seeing everything on your screen right now.
That's so funny.
Number two, can you go more into that relationship with Scott? I mean, I know it's like really a sore spot, and I remember that day. But like, if you can, I think people might be interested to hear a little bit about that. Your glasses show me everything, girl.
Just the back. I mean, what are you gonna do? All right.
I mean, I see
my
like
God.
I see your life through it.
Hold on. Gotta stop, girl. We just gotta stop.
Is that Silky?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, so to talk about Scott a little bit, he was like one of the most beautiful people I ever met. He was a prop master, I don't know, since he was like 20. He did so many big movies like Batman. He did that whole Frank Miller series. If you remember, we were working on the movie Blood Ties when what happened to him. And for those that don't know, my friend Scott was killed on the Merrick Parkway by a drunk driver who hit him. She jumped the median and she hit him straight on. And he was dead instantly. I mean, it's very sad. But through him, I met like Ellen Franz and all the other people that I've worked with over the years. Scott was the one that I did like Public Enemies with and Shutter Island. I mean, he really got around.
What about like, that's like backbreaking work. So besides like just the money, what was exciting or thrilling about it? Because I remember all the time, like you hustling, like before school, like picking me up. It'd be like you were like going out to Astoria and stuff.
Yeah, remember we used to go to Astoria to drop off the props at the studio at Kaufman, actually. That's really where they worked out most of the time. It was fun, finding stuff. And if you remember, I only found like the things that they most couldn't find. Like, remember we did Mad Men, the Howard Johnson one, and we had to find like all the plates and bowls for them to use for that diner restaurant scene, and the weather vane that we got up from upstate New York. So things like that were a lot of fun to do. But now I'm on a new path with you.
Well, no, but I want to know, like, what did you find fun about it? I mean,
I really like uncovering new things.
I mean, personally, I would hate it.
You were a good sport. You were a good sport when we used to do that, to be honest. Like, even when we used to sell at Hell's Kitchen, you were so much fun. Like, you made the whole thing.
Okay, yes, I do remember that, and I remember, like, hello, come on, everybody, buy one, get this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a very smelly, sort of, like, dirty environment.
Yes, it's very much not what a woman would be doing.
No,
like
even the studios. I mean, of course, the magic of movies happening. It's an honor to work on and be a part of, but itself, it's a dirty job.
Yeah,
it's backbreaking.
Even when you're in the studio, it's not what you think. It's not like all this beautiful stuff and everything. It's dirty. The walls usually are like black, and then you'll see like trailers for the real, like the big stars that have the trailers on the set. But for the most part, it's not glamorous. People just don't realize that.
So, yeah, but you know what? I don't think I mind that so much, just because, like, with filming, you want it to look good. The outside, it's like, whatever. It's what's really happening.
Yeah.
So, okay. What would be the highlight of your career, though, in that category? Like, the highlight?
Oh, I think that the highlight would have been when Mad Men ended. I sent all these pieces for the Mad Men Museum to my girlfriend Ellen, who was the prop master for all those seasons. And a lot of our pieces did end up in the display that they did for the Mad Men Museum. So that was like really a lot of fun because I was born in the 60s, even though I don't remember them because I was born late in the 60s. I still watched like every 1960s show there was growing up. And so to be a part of that, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
What would you say is the most difficult thing, though? Because of course we're talking about like what's fun, how you got into things, but
Yeah.
like, what was like that thing that made you look twice and go, oh,
Well, I mean, there's two things. One is, remember when we were doing the Alienist? I had to get
oh, the book.
the batons for the 1800s, the police batons, and
Wait, I don't.
Stephanie was packing them.
Wait, hold on. I remember we had to get the book, and I remember we were reading it, and then I remember these goggle things, and then you had like a lot of stuff all over the place.
Yeah, remember that I got the carriage glasses
That's what they were.
For the main character. I forgot what is the actor's name is. Something Bro, Daniel Bro. He had the carriage glasses that we got, but we had to find like all these parasols we had in our house, remember? And then we had the flood.
It was,
Wait, but do you remember the flood and the umbrellas, the parasols were, a lot of them damaged. And Ellen was like, it doesn't matter, just send them. And we were like sending pieces because she's like this amazing person who like she can put together anything. Like, do you remember we put together back scratches for her for Mad Men?
No, I don't.
You
I mean, I think I was like 9. I really don't remember.
Yeah, you actually had fun with me. You were like an element. I was like, here, just wrap this around this. You were like, okay. Yeah.
So where would you say, would you recommend the business you're in now, or do you think it's changed drastically?
I wouldn't recommend it. It's changed hugely. Most of the time, which I knew this was coming anyway, a lot of the prop masters have prop trucks, okay? But what they do nowadays, it's cheaper actually to just make the prop. And unless it's something that you really can tell that it's not real, just manufacturing it out of cardboard in like an hour is cheaper than going through somebody like me and saying, okay, well, I need like these glasses and I need them to be this color. They could actually fabricate this with plastic real quick, and that's the end of it. Like, do you remember on Gotham, we needed to get the set designer, Tiffany Glass. And
no, remember, I'm like,
yes.
I was like 13. I don't know.
You were like, and you had your friends and you had your boyfriend that you were dating at the time. We had to get regular Tiffany glass. And after I gave her the price, after working a week on this, it was too much for the studio, which is understandable because one small Tiffany lamp could be like $600, $700, if not more, based on its age. And she just ended up buying reproductions from us, which we like completely like got no money for. Because I can't like in good conscience get something for $20 and charge somebody $100. It's just not right.
How do you spot a fake? I mean, you are seasoned in this, and being your daughter, I have actually picked up on that where I'm like, oh, that's like 20s, oh, that's like 40s. And I think for like the type of content creation and directing I do with, my women's history and stuff, it's been beneficial in many ways. Hi, Miss Lizard, how are you? Because it's actually given me that insight. Like, you just know when something's fake. So like, how would you say, as you being a seasoned professional, somebody even into like vintage fashion would know real, fake?
There's a couple of things. The feel of it. You know immediately if something was made
heavier, thicker.
You know if something was made in the United States because it is so expertly done. And no offense to anybody who outsources, but there is a huge difference. They use cheaper materials. And that's what happened from 1970 on. Everything is cheaper materials. Oh my God, hold on. It's a Mexican standoff, yeah.
Aww.
So
hello, kitty.
Oh my God. I mean, pretty much, like I remember I was packing that big sign with the kid on the scooter and we were laughing, God, that's so not safe. But if you felt the material, they called it a poster, but it was printed on this heavy cardboard.
Yeah,
so
like metal.
This box must have been humongous, and that's what people had as their instructions, this big, huge cardboard thing. Well, you have to think that's what they did in the 40s and 50s, but nowadays it's just these little tiny pamphlets they have. So that's just like an example. You just know from feel, then you know from touch, from smell, like celluloid, okay? You know what celluloid is, right? they don't use celluloid anymore. But there is a difference when you feel it as compared to regular plastic. So it's like you would say, oh, no, I don't know. But yeah, you kind of do. If I told you this is celluloid and you felt it and plastic, you would go, okay, this is celluloid. Like, I know what it is. And I
So,
just know from years eyeballing it now.
so when it comes to like antiques, because you said you don't recommend it, how do you see the future of that industry going?
Wow.
You know, the economy is messed up, and you know, how do you see this going?
You know, it's funny because this industry actually never failed. Even in the Depression, people always bought, okay? Even if it was like a little pin or something, they always bought something. This economy is different. First of all, a lot of the millennials, they're not into the old stuff, but yet they want to reconnect with like the 80s and 90s, which to me is not old, but it's like to them, to you, it's vintage, right?
Yeah, a little bit, not too much.
The industry is not faring well, so I'm really glad we transitioned over and I closed the company. I mean, I still have loose ends, you know,
Yeah.
and I have a couple of obligations to be met still this year, by the end of the year. But for the most part, you know, it's just changed so much that you have to work 3 times harder to get something for the price that it should be. And it's still not even 1/10 of what I would have sold it back when I was a little girl.
Right now, what is your most popular thing you think like off the top of your head just goes? Like I know pins and bottle caps are always like timeless.
Yeah, well, you know what they do with the bottle caps? They have like bottle cap art. So like they make earrings, they make belts. It's really cute. The most popular is, can you guess? Or you want me to tell you? I'm gonna, I'm gonna say the 1990s. Now tell me what you think it is.
backstage passes.
Yeah, you know, I have all those.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But here's
Okay.
the funny thing. Like, I would think like Prince would be something people would go for, but it's not. People are going for like Celine Dion, and I'm like, I picked that up, and like, I didn't think that was ever going to sell, and I never put it up, remember? And then I said, all right, I'm going to put it in our store, and like people are buying it. Like, why? I don't get it, but
Oh my
I'm
God.
glad. I'm glad. I am glad.
You
My goal is to just really finish out December, and then whatever I have left, I'm going to pack up and give to Ellen.
do you have anything behind us you could show us? Because I
Okay,
behind
hold on.
you.
Hold on.
I-
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on.
Please don't, because I have to crop it out now.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I would have to. I wish I would have told you beforehand.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
have to crop that out. Do
Sorry.
you have anything? What about in the bins?
Wait. I know. Hold on.
Oh, Miss Lucid, I love seeing you here today.
People actually probably would know what this is.
Oh, cool. Is that a Funko?
It's the, no, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, this isn't a Funko. This is an otter. You know, that I made of
I
you
think
and
it
Dad?
has Funko on the bottom. I've seen
What?
it in the room. Or
No,
one
it's
of your
called
things.
Wacky Womp. No.
One of yours has Funko on it.
No, not this.
I've
You know,
already
this
scouted
Bright
it out.
Boy,
Just to let
this
you
is
know.
actually a reproduction of an original. So how can you tell the difference? I mean, if you saw the
Plastic.
original, you would know it's bigger. And of course, if I took it out, you'd be able to feel that
Yeah.
it's, you know, not the same. But people like this too. He's got a little bottle cap on his head.
Ooh, show another one. One more.
One more. Oh my God.
Come on, you
Oh,
know
I
I
have
was
shit.
gonna
You
do
know I
that.
had shit all over the place since we moved.
I know.
Oh my God. Wait a second. Okay. When you were little, you probably would have went for this.
What
It's
is that?
very old,
Oh, cool.
cast iron, you know, child's
Ooh.
register,
Oh, very
cash
cool.
register. Yeah, it's very cute. I mean, it works. I just need to clean it up, but I haven't had the patience. And I'm probably just going to sell it at auction because you know that we're getting rid of all of this stuff.
Yeah, so on the future, where would you like to take, you know, your position and, you know, with Lillee Jean Inc. go forward? Like, how would you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I want to see the company, you know, obviously I want to see you do more collaborations, which is going to be great. And we have a lot of things on your plate, which a lot of people, we can't share at this point.
Excited, I
But
know.
yes, I mean, like being able to sign the contract we did the other day, like solidified to me that, yeah, we will make it. We're gonna get there. It's good. I'd like to see you doing, you know, more hosting. I think that would be super fun.
Yeah.
You're really good at it. And then I also would love to see us do some things, philanthropic.
Wait, hold on, hold on.
It's one of those words you never get right.
Philanthropic.
Yes,
There we
yes.
go. Hey, and I have
I'd
braces
like
right
to,
now.
I'd like us to pay it forward. Put it to you that way.
Oh, yes, very
I think
important.
it's like our duty to do stuff
Mhm.
like that, and I think if we don't do that, that's a problem. I think that
Yeah,
everybody should do that. But I mean, that's where I see you going. I see you just increasing in all your activity of what you're doing. COVID's definitely
yeah,
closed things down. I mean, we were invited to some events and then they were shut down.
yeah, the Ipsy thing. Yeah,
So we actually had two things, Dermalogica and them, and we
yeah.
couldn't attend that. And then, wait, three things. You had the premiere of Kate Winslet's, what was it? It was like about global warming or something she did with Leonardo DiCaprio. We couldn't go because of the outbreak. So it kind of sucks. So yeah, I would like
Yeah.
to see us doing more of
That would have been cool just because it was like a whole thing with the climate, and the climate is very important right now. I mean, things are speeding up. Now, one thing that I always wondered, if you were in antiques or anything like that, where would you be?
Oh
Where would
my
you be?
God.
Come on.
Wow. Where would I be?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I did so many things when I was younger. I mean, I worked for accountants for years, you remember? And then I switched to law for many years. And then I don't know the answer because 9/11 happened and you happened 6 months before 9/11. And that kind of solidified it for me that I don't want to do this anymore. I really just, I want to be my own boss fully all the way. And I mean, our whole family is entrepreneurs anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my father, your grandfather owns his own business. Your great grandfather was in business with him. I mean, it's just a family thing. So I don't know the answer, but I know I would be doing something
Okay, so
but
I
that
asked you.
made me accountable to me, not to somebody else.
Well, I mean, I ask you because I remember you shared with me a story about how your theater teacher or something said you were like really good, and I was like,
Uh,
oh, imagine if that path like happened.
oh my
Like,
God.
whoa.
No, I was like, I was bound for Broadway, and then I wasn't. I don't know. It never happened. For some reason, like that year when she told me all this, I was like, yeah, I'm great, you know. And who knows? I probably sucked, you know, doing whatever I was doing. But
Come
I
on,
was
sing
like,
a
oh
note.
my God, she
Sing a
believes
note.
in me.
Sing a note. Sing a note.
No, I don't even remember what the hell I was singing. It was, oh, no. I know what it was. It was a play called On Golden Pond, which was based on the Jane Fonda movie she did with her dad before he died. And we did the play. And it was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on Broadway.
Oh my God.
And then I wasn't. Yes.
Oh my God.
That kind of got mixed signals. That didn't happen.
How would you say your style has evolved though? You know, have told me about how you were like so like gothic grunge and like death on the wall. So how has this evolved? How would you
Well,
say
yeah.
like you have evolved?
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to, I don't collect skeletons or any of those things that people are into goth. I wouldn't even say I am goth. I just like to wear black. I mean, black is like the most basic thing you could wear. It goes with everything. And so it's like, it's always appropriate. And then, like my style. My style is really minimalistic. I don't really like a lot of clutter around. We're just cluttered because I got boxes everywhere.
Yeah. I've already unpacked.
Yes, I know. which I can't say. Yes, oh my God. Well, I haven't. My stuff is all over the place. And like I said, regardless, if we don't sell any of this, I already told Ellen she could have the rest of it. Like, I'm just going to donate it to her prop truck. I've known her like, so many years. When I don't want to sit here and piecemeal it. I want to spend my time with you.